Good morning everybody. Dear students, we have discussed in previous my class the advent of Europeans, the part first. In the history as a social science part. Here, arrival of Europeans to India or arrival of Europeans to eastern countries. Here, the Portuguese, they arrived to India first. In the Portuguese, Vasco da Gama discovered alternate sea route from land route of Constantinople when it was captured by Ottomans in 1453. There is no land route. After that, the Europeans engaged to the sailor. Among them, Vasco da Gama discovered sea route to India and reached the Calicut 1498. Already I have explained. Next, Alfonso de Albuquerque came to from Europeans as the Portuguese. He established a blue water policy here, supremacy over the sea. Next, Alfonso de Albuquerque came to India, who was the real founder and actual founder of Portuguese. Okay, we have discussed, and Portuguese not able to rule India. The arrival of English and Dutch and French, they limited themselves and go back. After that, other Europeans came to India, none other than they were Dutch. So now we shall discuss the continued part of the advent of Europeans to India, the rule of Dutch. Dear students, after the Portuguese, Europeans came to India, they were Dutch. Their intention to do the business or trade here in beginning of the step. Say, the Dutch came from Poland or Holland. They established United East India Company here. That is the French East India Company in the year of 1602. That means 1602. In the year of 1602, they established Dutch East India Company or the United East India Company established in India here. So next, their ambition or aim to do the business or trade here with the eastern countries. Their ambition, beginning of the step, introduce the trade or business in the eastern countries and entered countries like India, Sumatra, Java and Indonesia. See, so which are the spices rich islands? Already I have told you that the Indian spices became very demanded during on that days. That's why the Europeans wanted to come to India for the purpose of spice trade. So, which were the spices rich islands? They wanted to search it and came to that place to do the business. Next start the politics. So among them, Dutch came from Poland and established their East India Company here, West East India Company, say United East India Company here. And what is the aim of Dutch? Their aim was business with the eastern countries. For that purposes, they visited to the some countries like India, Sumatra, Java and Indonesia and other spices rich islands. Okay. shall discuss the continuing next part. They established warehouses. They established warehouse in Surat. See the picture of India. Dutch came to India, established some warehouse factories where they Dutch established their warehouse factories. See, the first one is Surat, Bruges, Cambay, Cochin, Machilipatnam, Nagapatnam, and also Chinsur. Not mentioned here, and also Chinsur. What are the warehouses established by the Dutch? You have to write answer and remember in your mind Surat, Bruges, Cambay, Cochin, Nagapatnam and Machilipatnam and also Chinsur and other places in India. These are the trading business centers established by the Dutch during their period. See, with this they broke the monopoly of Portuguese in India. That means one by one came to India, one by one broke to the others, isn't it? So here the Dutch broke down the monopoly of the Portuguese in India by the establishment of these trading centers in India. Are you clear? So when Portuguese came to India, they established blue water policy. Then Dutch came to India, established their trading centers to broke down the rule of Portuguese here with these centers. Are you clear? Okay, these two important subject matter keep in your mind. Okay. Later, the Dutch also unable to face competition from English, French, so Dutch limited themselves to spice-rich lands. So when the English came to India and French came to India, the Dutch they are not able to face competition with the English and French. They limited themselves and spices-rich islands. So the downfall of Dutch by the force of English and French. So they are also removed here. Next one, Europeans came to India, none other than their powerful administrative sector, and they were England or English. See, the English came to India and established English East India Company in 1600. December 31, 1600. They established the East India Company here, December. So here the Queen is very important from England or English, you know. So here the Queen Elizabeth issued a royal charter, one of the important rights of the charter, that is authorizing East India Company to trade with Eastern country for 15 years. See, the English highly ruled by the Queen Elizabeth. So here the Queen Elizabeth, she has implemented or issued a royal charter. What is the content, subject matter is in the royal charter? The royal charter has been written some rights. So what is the rights of the, what is the authorities of the mentioned in the royal charter? See here, to the East India Company. Elizabeth Queen issued a royal charter to the East India Company. Britain established the East India Company 1600. Okay. So that right has given by the Elizabeth to the East India Company. What is that? For to do the trade in the eastern country for a 15 years. 10 and 5. Total 15 years. Okay. The Elizabeth Queen issued a royal charter to the East India Company to establish their trade with the eastern countries for 15 years. That is the royal charter. What is the royal charter? Royal charter which was issued by the Elizabeth Queen. What is the content? She has mentioned to give the permission to the started the business firmly in 1613. So, East India Company came to India and established 1600 English East India Company, and it got the Royal Charter permission from Elizabeth and started the business actually in India in 1613. Okay, they established 1600 East India Company. Okay, but they start real actual work or activities of trade or business here in 1613. See the picture of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. See, these are all the East India Company people along with their court. See how they came to India. Who issued royal permission to English to establish factory at Surat? Yes, dear students, that is very important question for you in examination purposes. First of all, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir issued a royal permission to English to establish their first warehouse of factory at Surat. See, the Britishers wanted to get permission from Mughal Empire. Who was the Mughal Emperor here? Jahangir was the Mughal Emperor. The Britishers got the first permission from Mughal Emperor Jahangir and to English. That permission given by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir to English. What is the purpose? To establish the first warehouse factory at Surat. Who established the first warehouse factory at India? None other than they were Englishers. The at place is Surat. See, this is the Surat. So the Britishers established their first warehouse factory at Surat. So that is very important. See, the Mughal Emperor. Who was the Mughal Emperor here? The Jahangir was the Mughal Emperor here. The Britishers appealed to the Jahangir to get the permission to do the business and start the factory at Surat. So the permission got by the British from the Jahangir to establish the first factory warehouse at Surat. That is the Surat place. When the Britishers established their warehouse factory, that means in 1617 at Surat. Clear? So after that, later Sir Thomas Roy arrived at the court of Jahangir. Mughal Emperor Jahangir, where the Mughal Emperor, the Thomas Roy arrived at the court of Jahangir as the royal ambassador from the court of James I. Where did he come from? James Thomas came from the court of James I. To whose court? The Jahangir court as the royal ambassador. Why he had come to there? See, he was the Sir Thomas Roe. Sir Thomas Roe come to the court of Jahangir as a royal ambassador here, and for that purposes he came to here for what? English established factories in Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. So here that permission given by the Mughal Emperor, and also the Britishers established factories. Later, after the Surat, next later they established the factories Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. So in 1639, English took Madras from the king of Chandragiri. So first they start warehouse at Surat, and they established some factories other place, none other than they were Agra, Ahmedabad, Bhuj. In 1639, the Englishers took Madras also from the king of Chandragiri. The Madras ruled by the Chandragiri king, but they took the Madras also for their trading centers. That's why they took the Madras from the king of Chandragiri and established, see, very important place and construct the fort, a strong fort named St. George Fort. That is the St. George Fort established by the British in Madras. That place taken by the Chandragiri king. Taken by the Chandragiri king, Englishers has taken, Britishers have taken that places, the king from the king of Chandragiri, and established a strong fort called, that is, St. George Fort in Madras. Okay, so that is the St. George Fort at Madras. Next, in 1619, when the Britishers established their St. George Fort in 1619, the first fort was established by the British in 1690 by the British at Madras, taken by the Chandragiri king. Next, the English purchased, and they have ambitious to expansion their territories, 3 villages also. Later, they extend their power or purchased 3 places. They were Sutanauti, Calicut, and Govindapura on the banks of Hooghly River. So these are all the Sutanauti, Calicut, and Govindapura. So these are all 3 places stood on the banks of river Hooghly near Calcutta. Okay. So and also built Fort William, where the city of Calcutta built around this fort. See the villages Sutanauti, Calicut, and Govindapura. These are all stood on the bank of river Hooghly, and also Calcutta stood on the river Hooghly. That became the center of or capital city of Englishers. They have formed or established another one fort, none other than, that is the Fort William. They built Fort William after the Madras. Next they established the Fort William at the St. George Fort is in the Madras, and Fort William Fort is in the Calcutta. These are the important trading centers established by the Britishers during their rule. Next, in 17th century, Britishers had established 3 important as their center, none other than they were Bombay, Madras, and also Calcutta. See, as the centers of their presidency. So, the Britishers established their presidency for their trading and political ambitions. They were the place Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. So these are the important presidencies established by the Britishers during their period. Later, what of in 18th century, the English made Calcutta as their capital city. So among Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta, has their capital city nominated by them. So they implemented their own civil and criminal procedure codes in the areas that were under their control. So the Calcutta became the capital city of Britishers. What is the capital city of Britishers? The Calcutta was the capital city of Britishers. They established or implemented so many civil and criminal procedure codes. These are all comes under the control of Britishers. These are all comes under the control of Britishers. Okay. Later, the arrival of Europeans to India, none other than they were French. Already we India company established in India. It started the first factory in Surat, Sindh. First factory at Surat in the year 1668. When they came to India for 1664 and established their factory at Surat in 1668. That is the emblem of French. See, that is the emblem of French. Next, in 1674, the French took Vaikundapuram from a local Muslim officials. Later, they came to India and started the factory at Surat in 1674. Then onwards, they French took the Vaikundapuram from a local Muslim official. The Vaikundapuram control under the Muslim officials. It has taken by the British French and developed it as major trade center. What is the major trade center of French? None other than that was the Vaikundapuram. So that center is known as the Pondicherry or Puducherry. See in Madras. Okay, what is the capital city of French? The Vaikundapuram. The next name or another name of Vaikundapuram is none other than Puducherry or Pondicherry. So that is the Puducherry or Pondicherry. That is the capital city of French. The French has taken by the Muslim official the place of Vaikundapuram. That place was changed as the capital city of French, none other than the Pondicherry or Puducherry. If dear students, see one of the important person in the side of French, none other than he was the Dupleix, the French Governor General Dupleix. He was the ambitious and eminent hand from the side of French who arrived in Pondicherry. He came to Pondicherry as the Governor General of French. Who was the Governor General of French? Dupleix was the Governor General of French. He had come to the Pondicherry and had the high ambitions of establishing French as the major power in South India. So Dupleix, already I have told you that he was very ambitious person and eminent person and strong person. He has ambitious to establish the supreme power, rule over in South India. For that purpose, he came to India, reached to the what place? In South India, that is the important place known as Pondicherry. To do the control, he has to take the control over the Pondicherry and establish the supremacy over the Pondicherry in also South India. For that purpose, he came to India. See, that is the ambition related to Carnatic wars with the English. So here, when French East India Company Governor General Dupleix came to India, he was ambitious. He has extension. He is a trading center and business center in India. So the conflict started between English and French here. English and French here. So these are the main reason for the conflict between French and English due to the war of the first Carnatic War, second Carnatic War and third Carnatic Wars. These wars were happened in between the French and English in India for the supremacy over the Madras or Pondicherry and extension of so many places. Okay, now we shall discuss what we have discussed in our syllabus or topic through the question and answer. There are two questions are appeared here. See, part one, what happened when the Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople? See, the answer is when the Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople in 1453, the trade routes were closed for the Europeans. What happened when the Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople? the alternate sea route from the land route, isn't it? That's why it is the characters. The second question is, who established the United East India Company in 1602? Already you know that. Dutch established United East India Company in 1602. Okay. Dear students, we have discussed in that class, Portuguese came to India, first one. Next came to Dutch. Next came to English. Next came to French. So these are the four important European company came to India, established their trading center, and for the purpose of to do the business, but they have the ambitious to establish their supremacy over North India, South India, Eastern India and Western India. But somebody became failed by the force of English. They defeated and broke down. But Englishers took all over the Indian control and continued their supremacy over India. Okay. Next we will discuss the continued part of the first Carnatic War, second Carnatic War,